All right, I'm happy today to be here with the members of Betty Blowtorch, and with me is Blair, Mia, Judy, and Sharon. I'm Erik with Punk Globe magazine, and I'm super excited to be here with you. And I can't believe we're all in the same place, not physically, but virtually. Um,
Yay.
there's just I have a whole bunch of stuff I want to ask you about today, and I really enjoy your music a lot, and I love that you're starting to release new stuff. I had to laugh super hard when I listened to TP Hoarder because I actually went to a
Hey,
garage sale recently where people had how people put all their stuff in the garage and they have the uh the driveway all filled with stuff.
Yeah.
In
Mhm.
the middle of it, they had individual rolls of unpacked toilet paper they were trying to sell. And so every time I hear your song, I think about them.
They're gonna be sorry they sold that. They're gonna wish you don't know what's around the corner.
It's time capsules. You want to hang on to that stuff. It could be worth something someday.
that's the time to introduce our song. You should have said, "Hey, I have a great song for you to listen to that it reminds me of you." And then you could have spread the word of the Betty Blowtorch.
Well, and the TP Hoarder is an awesome song. It's a really fun new song. And the other new song that you have out that I was listening to was Stronger Than Fear. Do you want to talk about that one a little bit?
Hmm.
Go ahead, Mia. Sharon, you kind of
But
came up
Sharon
with
can
the
talk about
idea,
it.
so
Because that felt pretty deep to me. That was,
yeah. I think I think when the whole oh, God, man, what was the one of those walk-ins we went on downtown a couple of years ago. I thought that was a really good. I don't know what Mia wrote the lyrics, so I don't know if she had the same idea with the lyrics, but yeah, that was basically just I mean, basically the line is it's just that we're stronger than fear. Not just
wow.
women, but I know that we were doing this women's march, and that's where that came from originally. Um, but I think for anybody, stronger than fear for anybody
Yeah.
is the goal, right? Mia, when you wrote the lyrics, were you thinking the same thing?
Well, I remember that even though I wrote the lyrics, you had the idea for the chorus and like the vibe of it. So basically, we kind of talked about it,
Yeah,
about what the feeling was, and then I wrote from the feeling, basically.
right. So
Good.
yeah, basically the idea came from the women's march, though, really. But I think that would apply for anybody.
And no, I really liked it. I thought it was really powerful and just kind of had,
Awesome.
it felt very relevant,
Mhm.
Yeah,
you
everything
know?
going on, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a good vibe when we play it. It's an awesome feel
yeah.
to the song.
Yeah. It's really cool. And I'm really excited to hear the new stuff that you come out with. Um, I want to just jump back a little bit first because I mean you've been playing in bands, punk bands since 1977. And what's it been like as women in that movement, in that scene? And have you seen a change over the years? Um, were there different challenges that you found that you faced and than maybe male bands might have faced?
Wait, did you say 1977?
I thought I said that. Yes. Is that too far back? We'll say
Woo!
19.
You
We'll
were
say 19.
little.
I was in
Sharon,
elementary
damn,
school. I wasn't really.
Oh,
Okay.
had my loves on.
I thought butt truck, but went that far back. My apologies.
Oh no, that's all right. Butt trumpet
It might,
started in the early 90s.
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
97,
Oh,
97.
97.
No,
Oh.
that's Betty
No, that's
Blowtorch.
Betty Blowtorch, 97. We're
Butt trumpet was 91, but yeah, Betty Blowtorch 97.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
But I remember starting to play in punk bands in the 80s.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it kind of like just it was a slow change, so even going into the 90s, more and more women started to play, but the whole recognition thing and the women playing instruments was always kind of a struggle. And then in the 90s, it started to like open up a little bit more and more, like more acceptable or, you know, more more women did it. So, yeah, but 77, I was still in diapers.
I don't know, yeah.
Well, I was born in '68, so I'll jump back there a little bit, but I don't even remember '77, so it's
Yeah.
okay.
Good punk rock year. It's when punk started in New York.
Yeah.
Don't believe the hype about any other place.
Right. True,
I
true.
think I think it's gotten easier through the years. I mean, I think, you know, 'cause I think back to some of our first tours, you know, to where we progressed to. It's definitely gotten easier to get out there and be more accepted as time has gone on. And, you know, now we see all these new bands, and there's a lot of all female bands and female fronted bands that are doing well. And I think it's easier to get out. I mean, I remember like when the Get Off CD came out, they were like, you know, well, we're not going to play anything on the, you know, we don't play on the radio unless you sound like the Go-Go's or the Bangles. It was very, you know, very, I don't know what the word I'm looking for.
Pigeonholed for the
Just
female
fit into
bands.
that niche to be played. And now obviously, you know, it's expanded from there. So it's nice to see that things have, you know, changed through the years.
Yeah, because your music seemed to kind of rip through that all like a chainsaw. You know, just kind of just cut through everything. I love it. And I love just, you know, now do you find that I love the lyrics, and I play in some queercore stuff, and like some of the lyrics I could just as easily put in a queercore band and people would love it. You know, like Size Queen. I think, you know,
Oh, yeah.
I love it. It's hilarious. But you did some working with Vanilla Ice on one of those songs. What was
Yeah,
that
Ice
like? That just completely, because I remember listening to the album going like, who is that voice on there? And then when I found out who it was, I was like, okay, I need to learn more about that.
You guys were in the studio, so you should tell them.
All right. Blair, were you there, or when
I
Vanilla Ice was recording next?
was there
Okay.
at that time now.
Okay. Vanilla Ice was recording his album next door.
Oh, okay.
I mean, in the same studios, but he was in a different room. Oh no. Are you picking that up? That's the gardener.
No.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Vanilla Ice. Yeah. So we were at, what was that? Sound
City.
What was it called?
Sound City.
I got to move inside.
All
I'm
right.
hearing his.
You know, prior to that, we should back up a little. That we had the same management as Vanilla Ice, and they had tried to, you know, we had done some shows together, which were interesting. And then we were in the studio recording, and go ahead on, y'all, take it.
Yeah, he was recording in the next room, and I don't know if it was Bianca that either saw him or knew that he was next door, but we were trying to fill in that middle part. There's that part of I don't even know what we were doing on that originally anymore, because I just hear him singing. But I think it was Bianca that thought it would be a good idea for him to fill in that space that we had for, you know, whatever we were going to do. I don't even remember, but she approached him and asked him if she could sing about the size of his dick. God diggity, man, this fucking alarm. Sorry.
Oh, it's pretty brilliant. It's
Yeah, sorry. God, man, I'm like getting all kinds of distractions here. Sorry. Yeah, that's basically it. She went in and asked him, and he was into it. So he came in and he just did it without even having to think anything. That came out. A few different
that was just
things.
a one-off that he.
Yeah, he had different. Actually, he had one other thing that didn't make the. Do you remember that other part? Something about fucking like a bunny or something. And that he did some other part that wasn't used, but yeah, he was basically in there, and he just right off the top of his head came up with a couple of raps.
Wow. I don't know if you'd call it a duet or what you call that, but it was pretty amazing.
It's
Cameo.
great.
A
What's
cameo?
awesome is now to have guest people come in and recreate that has been, it's been fun. It's been interesting to see different people get up and then do the rap part. So it's
Yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of,
Sharon got Drew from Trap Girl to do it,
Yeah.
and I really love when she does it.
She's
yeah,
awesome.
she does it
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, you are working on a new album, or you're writing a new album, or what's the status of that?
Well, we're working on writing new songs. So those two we did while it was the pandemic. So we actually recorded those ourselves, which took like 2 years to do, believe it or not. But yeah, but
There was
yeah,
nothing
we
else to
want to
do, so
actually,
that's perfect.
yeah. Well, we like to, we're writing more songs so we can actually go back into a studio
Mhm.
and and do it. So yeah, it's a little bit of a slow process right now, but we have some ideas floating around for songs, and we'd like to be able to do it sometime this year.
Yeah.
So that's the plan.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
hard.
that's why you think those songs sound so serious, because it was during, the whole serious time of the C word. I don't know if you want to say the word,
You can say
but
whatever words you want on
Or
here.
is it serious?
COVID.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about
C-word.
something,
During the cunt times.
Well, there's so few words. There's going to be a point where there's so few words we can say. We'll be left with like 3 words, and the rest will just be
Yeah.
nods and nods.
Oh yeah. Sign
Which could
language.
actually be kind of fun, It's
Yeah. It'll be fun for us because we're all creative, so
yes.
or something cool.
Pick a new language.
It'll make
Yeah.
songwriting a lot easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what kind of themes are you working with for the new music?
Everything. It's been interesting.
Yeah, we are doing a little bit of everything, It's like we're not being like particular on the ideas or what things are about. It's just kind of what comes to mind, and when like all said and done, and we have a bunch of songs, we could just all throw them together, or we can pick and choose. But yeah, it's about creativity and just having fun. It's not an individual song. So, which I
I
think is
kind of get moved by the songs. Like they'll make me think of a certain topic, and then I'll talk to everybody, or someone will be like, "Oh, this reminds me of something," and then that'll help me figure out what to do. But we actually have another song that we need to release that I can't wait to release with Gacy DC.
Oh, very
I
cool.
was thinking about that last night, actually.
I had the
Yeah.
best time singing with Chris for that. We shared vocals, so it was so much fun. And everyone else played too. I didn't play bass on that, I just sang, but I think everyone played on that, right?
Yeah, we did Touch Too Much by AC/DC with AC/DC, and yeah, we need to talk about that and get that out. It'll come out probably on Bandcamp. It was great working with those guys. I don't know
Yeah.
how Chris did it. He got, we all played, and they mixed it, and it
Yeah,
sounds
Chris
awesome.
is great.
Yeah, really good job.
Chris is an amazing musician and really nice person too.
We should
That's
try to
Chris,
get that out soon.
he plays in Pansy Division too, right?
He has a
Oh,
couple
yeah, I
bands. He
heard.
also has a band with Frank from Street Walking Cheetahs called Doberman. I'm not sure if they put it out yet or not.
I've heard some of this. It's really good.
Yeah, and then Gacy DC, which is always fun. We want to play with them again. We're hoping to play with them again this year.
Nice. Well, Chris is a
Hopefully
sweetheart.
we
Yeah.
can play with them and then do the release.
Yeah, and maybe do the song together
Yeah.
on stage. That's possible. I don't know. We need 2 drum sets, I
Yeah.
guess.
You had everything happening to get like 2 drums, extra bass, guitar, the whole
Yes.
wow.
It sounds
super heavy.
really does sound awesome. I mean, he did a great job, mixing and combining the drums, the guitars, and it's interesting because you can hear I'm like, okay, that's Brian's drum fill, that's my drum fill. It's crazy. It's all in there. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
he also did our vocals for the 2 songs that we put out too.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
and he had like some cool ideas, like in TP Hoarder, the part where it goes TP Hoarder during the solo, that was Chris being like, hey, you know what sound cool right there? So like he's really fun to work with.
Well, so is he doing like engineering and production now, or?
He was just recording it, and then he had it sent somewhere else for mastering and
Mhm.
what all that.
Yeah, what's his last name? Heath's last name, do you
Heath,
remember?
Keith Ripplinger, I believe.
Oh,
He
yeah.
did a good job mixing.
He did an awesome,
Yeah.
yeah, he was great. He was very helpful. But, you know, we met him through Chris. So Chris kind of, you know, I guess he records the AC/DC stuff, and
Mhm.
we were having some issues getting our vocals recorded. So he ended up helping with that and recommending Heath, which was, all of that was like a godsend to just try to get.
And it happened so fast.
Yeah. It was good.
Whose idea was that?
To use
What?
Chris?
No, just to bring the 2 bands together and.
Brian, the drummer from AC/DC, said, hey, you know, do you guys want to, you know, do this song with us? And we had done a couple shows with them, and, you know, we all kind of know each other. And we had done like a Family Feud game during the pandemic. And we were like, we need to do more stuff together. And, you know, he just asked, and Chris sent the tracks. And I don't know, did you guys, I did the drums at my house and I sent them back to Chris. I don't know if you guys, did you record the Touch Too Much parts with Chris, or did you guys do them at home? I don't even know.
I did them at home. Yeah.
I
No.
did the vocals with Chris.
Any chance you might be doing some shows with them?
Yeah.
We would love to. I will email
Yes.
Brian right after this.
Yes.
All right,
I'll
cool.
let him know.
Cool. So
I know
we're
they've been
planning-
on tour, so they've been busy, but
that would be a fun tour.
it would be. It would be fun.
That would be super fun. Now, are there any bands that you're really excited about right now that you've been listening to? Any new music?
Well, the
Well,
bands we
Go ahead.
in San Francisco area,
You're frozen,
Venom
Blair.
Pinks and Drug Rate Cutters, and
Larry, we lost the
yeah.
whole start.
So
What you said,
those-
breaking up.
She was
You
saying the
lost
San
me?
Francisco bands
Yeah.
that we played with, like Venomous Pinks, we played with in LA, and Cut Rate Druggist, and then also we played with Dee's band, Disgusting's band.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I love Dee's band, and then Made of Ace in the UK, we may do something with them.
Cool.
Other bands?
Yeah.
Well, I love Behold the Monolith because it has Chase Manhattan, drummer extraordinaire. That's my husband. And me and Blair also have a side project with Chase and our friend Mark. That's going to be like a really heavy band with like 6-minute songs and wild things going on in there. That's like our side project. So
Nice. When I think heavy, I always think Sabbath. Is that the direction, or is it something else?
they're Sabbath influenced, but you know, I put a little punk rock in there, and you know, we put a little metal in there, put a little bit of rock in there. You know, either everyone's gonna throw tomatoes at us, or they're gonna be like, "Where's Betty Blowtorch?" Or they're gonna be like, "Whoa, this is so cool!" And then we're gonna do shows together, like the old days where they used to put all different types of bands together, and then you know, Betty Blowtorch and
I look forward to seeing that. I look. That sounds
it's more like stoner.
Oh, I don't hear you. You broke up. Whoever's talking.
Cutting out, Blair.
Stoner
That was
rock
Blair.
kind of
I
thing.
think she's breaking up.
Oh,
She
I
was
think we
saying
lost Blair.
Oh, we lost her. She said it was like stoner rock. That's what she
Okay.
Yeah, which is funny because 3 of us are sober.
That's awesome.
We're like, that's how we get high, by playing the stuff. People that like to get high, then you know, we get to participate in being high without being high.
I love it. I love it. I'm sober too, so I appreciate that.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, um, so over the years, what are some of the bands that you've enjoyed playing with the most?
Hmm.
Well, the last one we played, I really enjoyed playing with the Venomous Pinks. They were super punk rock, and I like the way that we blend with them too, even though we're not really doing punk rock. We can
Yeah.
play with them, and it goes together. And that night we played with Fifi, and I really love Fifi. I've always liked Fifi. Other bands.
But did Eric mean the bands that we played in or with?
In or with either? Yeah.
Oh,
There used to be that band in Denver. What were they? The Pin Downs or something. I don't know whatever happened to them. They were like three girls.
I
don't
do
know.
remember, but I don't. I do, and I don't.
They were
I don't
fun.
remember what they were like.
We played with Battered Suitcases out in
Oh, yeah.
Phoenix, and
yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Three Bad Janets. That was hysterical. That was
Yeah.
awesome. I don't know if you've ever
Bad
heard of those guys, but they're both really good bands. Battered Suitcases and Three Bad Janets.
Of course, the AC/DC, who we already talked about, are always fun to play with.
Yeah.
Rock
Yeah.
and
And oh God, Drew's
It
band,
was.
Trap
Huh?
Girl.
Trap Girl. We played with Street Rock and Cheetahs. Who else? I mean, you mentioned Dee's band, Disgusting and the Rodents. And the Venomous Pinks too. It's been awesome to play with them. We played with them many years ago when they were in a different, lineup, and
Like
so
10
it's
years
really
ago.
cool to see that they're still. I mean, they're doing well. They're all over the place too, and they've been. It was fun to play together again, after all that time. And
Right.
I'm trying to think who else. I mean, we've played with a lot of really good bands. Not in some.
We have a show coming up where we're playing with Cosmic Kitten, who I've heard tons of stuff about, good things, and we're playing a friend of ours, Gigi's 18th birthday. It's going to be their debut show,
Oh,
and they are
cool.
called Amphetamine Blues, and I'm looking forward to that too. Because they're
Yeah,
what
it's
else
gonna
is
be
there?
fun.
Yeah, it's going to be
I
fun.
love seeing bands' first shows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Oh, I do because like there's something really magical in that space where they haven't refined it and nobody's quite sure what's going to happen or if it's going to happen, and things go sideways and upside down, but it all seems to kind of land together, and it's exciting.
right.
Oh,
Yeah, it is. It is exciting. Well, our
Eric,
friend
do you
Sky
play-
has. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Eric, do you play in a band?
I played a couple bands, yeah.
Well, then you may know the secret that the first show that you see is probably not the first show.
What do you play?
I play guitar and I sing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What's the name of your band?
One of them is just a Erik core, which is just a three-piece, and then the other one is Tits on a Bull. And
Oh,
that's
cool.
that's a glam punk band.
Do you ever
Tits
play
on a
down
Bull.
here?
I haven't in ages, but I want to come back down because I miss it down there.
Tits on a Bull, DC, Betty Blowtorch.
Yeah.
I'm down. That would be so. Now I have to warn you: is I won't show up as Erik core. I'll show up as the Viking Princess.
Cool.
Oh my God.
So-
I look
You don't have
forward to
warn me
seeing
for
that.
Yeah, because I she doesn't actually let
Oh.
me sing. She comes out instead, so she's a little different energy. But I'd love
Well,
that. Let's plan on that. That'd be super fun.
we're all a little bit of different energy when we go on stage.
Yeah.
Well, what advice do you have for bands that are starting out today, especially like female bands? I think it's just great that you've been an all-female band, holding it, keeping it going and doing what you're doing. This is
Advice, huh? Be yourself. Be yourself, and you got to enjoy it, and don't let somebody try to change who you are. Be true to yourself and play it, and and have a good time, and you'll be awesome.
And if you really want to play, you should play. You shouldn't listen to anybody else, and you're going to suck, and that's okay, because that's how you get better.
Yeah.
If you don't suck, then you'll never get to know who you can be. And if I ever listened to anybody, I wouldn't be anybody of who I am, because my ex-boyfriend told me not to play guitar, that I should go draw, and that I should forget about playing. And I've had a friend saying like, you shouldn't be sober. Like everything that I am, someone really close to me told me that I shouldn't be that. And then if it wasn't me for my thick head, I wouldn't be who I am. So, and also, you know, don't be afraid to look how you want to look. You know, I know that's hard to say in these times. You know, if you find the right environment where you can look like the way you want to look, then I would do it and not be afraid. A lot of times, because sometimes, you know, I dress a little bit nicer, have like a low cut top. Like sometimes people think I'm a groupie when I'm coming in the door, instead of thinking that I'm the actual musician. Or, you know, if it's like if it's all like a lot of females, then no. But if it's like a place where there's males and females, and they're kind of, you know, you just have to be true to who you are and have a good support system and not be afraid. You have to be stronger than fear.
That's
Well
right.
done.
That's right.
Excellent tie back. I like that.
Thanks.
Good one.
So I just a few other questions before we go. So what instruments do you play? Because I know I'm just not just like bass guitar, drums, but what's your preference? You know, Fender, Gibsons, Gretches.
I have a Gibson L6, and I also have a Gretsch. I don't play the Gretsch in this band, but those are the two main guitars I use. I don't play bass in this band, but I do have a Fender Mustang, and I have a Precision bass too, but those are for when I play with other people or whatever. That's it, really. I think my favorite's the Gibson L6.
Cool.
Blair?
Blair.
I have I have a GMP guitar, and which I was thinking, I really love that guitar. I was thinking about getting another one of those guitars, but they cost so much fucking money, so that's not going to happen. I have a Fender Strat, which believe it or not, it's my first Fender Strat that I've ever thought about owning, because I'm not a Fender girl, but I love this guitar. It's an amazing guitar.
Nice.
And then I have an old SG, which I don't really play. Well, I don't play. I haven't played in years. It needs to get into the shop. It's like a 74. And yeah, I have a couple of other guitars that you know, are semi-hollow and that I don't play. So yeah, and I have a old bass, but I just sold my bass rig, so I don't really play bass. And I have a sitar, a left-handed sitar. If anybody wants to buy a left-handed sitar, let me know. Hit me up.
Is it fretless? Is the sitar fretless, Blair?
Yeah, that's a very odd question.
Oh man.
I don't know if you'd really ask that question when it comes to being a sitar.
Oh
Yeah. There's no, it's not, you need the frets to create the notes. So yeah. So no, it can't, no, it's not.
okay.
Yeah. I never, yeah. Good question. Never thought of it, but yeah.
Nice.
Judy, do you want to talk about your drums?
Sure. I play Mapex. I'm endorsed by Mapex drums. So the kit I use to record is a Saturn Pro kit. And then I have a couple Armory kits that I use when I play out. I find that they are lighter to carry around, which is kind of nice. And they have really good sound. So I play Mapex, Peisty cymbals, Vader sticks. It's all my endorsements.
Do you play Betty Blowtorch sticks?
I do play Betty Blowtorch stick. You can also play, good one, Mia. If you visit our merch site, you can get some Betty Blowtorch sticks.
Very cool.
So yeah, that's what I play. Mia, what do you play?
I just want to say that we need some guitar picks to sell because 3 of the 4 members play
You just bought
with
some.
picks.
Yeah,
So
we just got some.
Bought
we will
some.
soon have guitar picks. I'm super excited. So I sing and play bass, and it's really important to me to have a bass that's light because I had Fender P basses before that are kind of heavier, and even though they sound really good, it's really hard to focus on singing and playing and also like putting on a show at the same time. So I have this awesome Fender P bass that's I think it's from Japan. And I got the idea actually because one of our first big shows we played at El Cid in memory of Bianca, and I got to pick up her bass. Like for one of the songs I played her pink bass, and I was like, this is how that motherfucker rocks out so hard. I'm like, it's so light. I'm like, I'm playing this fucking Cadillac of a bass. So ever since then, like I learned from her. Even after she passed on, I learned from her, and so I got this. I have a Japanese Fender P bass that I super love. It's super light and it sounds really great. And then I have a 60s SG bass that I play in the other band because I wanted like a different sound. And then for guitar, I have a Gordon Smith, and I haven't played guitar in a long time. I really love playing bass, but that Gordon Smith I really like. I got it because there was this place called Black Market Music in Hollywood that everyone would go to, and it was the most awesome place to get like used stuff. And Todd Youth, also rest in peace, he was the one that got me to get that Gordon Smith. It was only a couple $100 and I changed the pickups on it, and I think he told me that the Buzzcocks use that same guitar, so that kind of like got me to want it. But it's also another one that's super super light. It looks like a junior Les Paul, but it's really light, but it has a wonderful sound. So for me, I like really like good sounding instruments that are light, and that's kind of a hard thing to find. So when I find one, like I don't let go.
I have a question that is not bugging me, but Mia, why did you ask Blair if the sitar was fretless? Is this a joke we're missing? Or?
No, it's not a joke. It's because I just know that it's like there's like certain, like I was thinking of it almost like the stand-up bass where like if you don't know where that note, it's super hard to get that specific note. And I know how hard it was for her when she was playing it. Like you had to get like certain spaces. So I didn't know if like, I kind of, that's where I was thinking it was like kind of like that. Like, no, I didn't have an inside joke.
Okay, gotcha. But Blair, what if you play a sitar solo?
No, that's not going to happen. And the reason, well, the thing with the sitar is that it was explained to me before I took it, and because I had owned a yoga studio for a long time and I sold it, but
Oh no.
Blair, get out of
it's
nature.
just
You.
Get
amazing.
close to the Wi-Fi.
And so, and I love sitar, so I decided to, in college, do sitar, and they said it's very, and I'm like, okay, like really. And so I started to play the sitar, and it actually is one of the hardest.
Yeah.
Super hard.
Right. All right.
So just the basic is thick. It's like, so imagine like a G string, but it's like, 20 G strings all in one. You know what I mean? It's just like the strings are really hard to bend. And then you have to, there's the picking hand, you have to I forgot what you call it. But anyway, so it's in a way, it's like, it's physically hard to play. And then once you play it enough where you start to get the calluses, like 2 or 3 weeks later, then just learning where the notes are and how to get the notes is really hard. And the thing with Indian and Middle Eastern music is that they go in between our notes. Like we have, sharps and flats, so whole half steps. But with Middle Eastern, it's not like that. You have quarter, eighth. It's just like, it's just really beautiful, but it's very hard to do. So I don't play it anymore. And and if you pick it up, it would take me months to be able to play it again. So that is not going to happen. But it's a beautiful instrument. So if you want to buy it,
And if you're left-handed,
you heard it here on Punk Globe. We have a sitar for sale. So I know you're working on the next album. Any people you really want to collaborate for that? I mean, are you planning on bringing Vanilla Ice back in? Have you moved on from him? I don't know.
We haven't heard from him in years. Have you, Sharon?
No. I think around the time we recorded that record, we played a few shows with him, right? And that was over 20 years ago. Yeah.
I don't know if I should say it or not. Well, remember after that show at Boston?
I'm just gonna take it with me.
We yeah, we're not gonna probably play these shows with him again. That's all.
All right. So now people are going to have to come to your next show to hear that story in person. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, come to the show and we'll tell you in person. That's a great idea.
Cool. Yeah. Well, if you're ever coming up to the Bay Area, let me know because it'd be so much fun to play with you up here.
We were just over that way.
Aw.
But yeah,
but I know you're gonna have to let me know next time. Okay?
And I'm covering my face.
Set something up. That would be awesome. Make you guys play down here with us in ACDC, and we can come up there.
That'd be super cool. Actually, I'll after the interview, I'll send you our new. We actually just released our new EP yesterday on April Fool's Day. It just seemed appropriate.
Oh, cool!
Yeah. So, if people want to get in touch with the band, what are the best ways to contact you?
Well, we're on
social media.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram. We have a webpage. It's basically Betty Blowtorch official for everything. So Facebook, Instagram, we're on Bandcamp, and our webpage. So any one of those ways.
Cool. Anything that you want to leave people with before we close this out?
Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming to our shows and still supporting us.
Thanks, Punk Globe.
Yeah, thanks, Punk Globe.
Well, thank you so much. And just again, there is a sitar for sale.
Yeah.
But it's not fretless.
Left-handed.
And it's left-handed.
Oh, and it's left-handed. Okay.
Left-handed.
This is getting complicated. All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to go.